All right.
Hello. Welcome back to the Hive Mind. I'm Genevieve.
I'm Autumn.
I'm Alexis.
We don't have Abby again today because her dumbass is up north.
What the hell?
Bitch.
This was supposed to be her part 2, but because she's up north, we're just gonna
Move on.
Yeah.
Well, no. We'll come back to
Yes.
it.
What are you looking for? God damn.
My
Search for your
my
shit.
drink.
We still don't have a
my
camera
diet
for this
Dr. Kelp?
episode. What?
My diet, Dr.
Dr.
Kelp.
You ever seen that video?
No.
SpongeBob.
I've seen SpongeBob, but I haven't seen.
My drink. My diet.
Doctor.
Why did I think that jumped up to 47 minutes?
I was Same. I looked at it and I was like, wait a goddamn
Time
minute.
lapse.
My thing's broken. Yes, we're gonna skip hers for now. We'll come back to it when she's on again because she's lame and keeps ditching us. Just kidding.
We're the cool ones.
Yeah, we are the cool ones.
Fuck you, bitch.
I guess we'll have the OG back here in a little bit.
But in the meantime, there's still no camera. We're
Yes.
working on that.
Yes,
As
because
in we be using
Jamie-
Abby's.
Jamie number 2 couldn't be here either.
Because
'Cause
he had to
he's
work.
lame.
Wow. People
Dude,
in
I'm
normal
wearing
jobs.
sweatpants and a full t-shirt right now and I'm fucking freezing.
You want that?
Do you need a blanket? That's a heated blanket. You can turn it on.
No, then I'll get too hot.
Yeah, it heats up a lot.
too hot.
At Emily's house, I fell asleep and somehow ended up with all 3 blankets that are on her couch.
Damn.
You were cold.
3. Yeah, 3 like thick like plush blankets. Well, one is like a knitted blanket, so it has like holes in it. That was
one
my
makes
base.
sense.
And then I had the fluffy one, like that one right next to you. And then I had one that was like this texture, but it was like a king size
Oh my
blanket.
god.
I was bundled like a motherfucker.
Did you wake up sweating?
No, I woke up freezing.
Holy fuck.
Oh.
It was not good. The house is so cold. Anyways,
Well, anyone have a story to share?
I don't remember most of my weekend. So no. I did the cha-cha slide at Snappers,
Ooh,
but I was already too far gone to the point where I was messing up everything.
Jenna messing up her dances?
I was drunk. I was probably like a 7 out of 10 drunk then.
Oh.
I couldn't even stand. What about you, Autumn?
I'm trying to remember also. I wasn't drunk and I'm trying to remember.
You got Alzheimer's?
Slightly, she's a werewolf. Remember their dog ears?
That's so sad. You're gonna leave us so soon.
She made a fucking wolf joke.
She made a wolf dog?
She made a wolf joke, like, before we even officially started recording for when we all go camping.
Hey, Carter started it.
No! He's the one that talked about how it's going to be a full moon. You were like,
Exactly, he started it.
He egged it on.
If
damn
he
it.
didn't bring up the full moon, then I wouldn't have thought
I
about
wouldn't
you
have
being a
kept
werewolf.
going.
You just have to accept your fate.
I practically have. It's been
Yeah.
over a year. You guys have been
You
still
have
making
to
this joke.
accept it.
Have we really
Yeah.
been friends for over a year?
We've been
Yeah.
friends for almost 2 years.
No way.
Yeah. Me
Wow.
with all of you guys, it's been since me and Jacob started dating. Our first double date.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And then where was the
Dang.
first time I met you? Was it bowling or something?
We went to Pinball Pete's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, did I meet you first or did you?
I met you first.
You guys
Really?
went first.
Yep. You guys were the first friends other than Jeremy. I met Jeremy because I was at his house and Jeremy came down to work out and he goes, "Hey." And I was like,
Hi.
"Hi." Jeremy was all quiet and then I met you guys and I was dead silent the entire time. I was like,
Wait, didn't we go bowling that night? Or was that after?
Sorry.
She's slightly dying.
I like slightly coughed into the mic. I was like right here. So like sorry if y'all just heard that. Did we?
I
Yeah, we
remember going
did.
bowling.
Yeah, we did. We did. We went to B-Dubs and then we went bowling.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was slay.
We all
That's so
need to go
cute. Oh
bowling.
my god, our friendship has been so long.
That's I cannot believe that.
I know.
Every time I think about it, too, I'm like, holy fuck.
Damn.
And on the way to Pinball Pete's, because Jacob didn't tell me who all was going, he just said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go hang out at Pinball Pete's. A couple of my friends are gonna be there.
Didn't tell you how many friends are going to be there.
We get to Ann
Who was
Arbor. We're
there?
pulling into the parking garage. He goes, "Oh yeah, like my entire friend group is here." I
We
said,
had 15 people there. We had,
"Sir,
I don't want to
I
name
literally
names,
was
but
shitting my pants."
Carter's probably going to want to bleep all these names out. But it was Jenna, me. I don't think Abby was there at the time. I don't think she was in the friend group yet. Well, she was, but I don't think she was
No,
there.
I think she was.
Wait, 15?
No,
was-
maybe she wasn't.
Did like Marty show up?
No, well, maybe not like 15, but close to 15. It
It was like the entire Ace group.
you,
I just
Me.
burped into the mic. Sorry.
Anton, his girlfriend Lexi, Jason, Nick,
Jeremy, Sean,
Jeremy, Sean, Chase was there.
and then me and
Jake,
Jacob.
Jeremy. Who else? I think there's someone
Me?
else. Yeah, I said you already.
didn't hear it.
Jesus.
There was a lot of people.
And then we went,
That's the first time I met the entire friend group. Well, most of the entire friend group, and I was like, "Wait, was Joey there?" I can't.
he might have been.
Was Gordo there?
Mm-mm.
Was he? He wasn't. He was.
So you met like a good chunk. I
Yeah.
didn't realize there's that many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
We went to the bar right after it. We had the entire like
Larson.
giant.
Larson was
Larson was there also.
Oh, okay.
I knew I was forgetting fucking someone.
Well, shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
I might just bleep out your names, but I'm figuring
You'll
y'all know
You'll
who
know
you
who you
are.
are.
You'll know. Don't
Just
worry.
Think back to the first time you met me, beautiful old me, Genevieve. And
Did you dye your hair again?
No, I'm not dyeing my hair because I get it dyed on the 16th. So I'm not touching it till then because I'm trying to let it
It
soak
just
out.
like the purple looks good, but your other side looks just a lot darker.
No.
Is it still wet?
Yes,
Oh,
it is
you are
still a little
tan.
wet too. And I think it's this because I put this on and I was like, I look like a different person. I'm
You
wearing like a
kinda
pink
do.
hoodie.
I'm like looking at your hair and I'm like,
I
there's
look like
something
this
different.
is making me look like tan. My
Yeah.
hair's popping. I'm like the guy at the gas station that works at the mobile right down there.
is that the blue one
Yes. It's like the first gas station.
by the old Italian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I walked in. He goes, I'm liking the hair.
La Vida
Jacob-
Bistro.
Yes, I was going to say Jacob
okay.
used to work there.
Okay.
But he was like, loving the hair. I was like, thanks. He goes, you going to be dyeing it anytime soon? Like, not like that, but like, he's like, are you keeping the color? And I was like, oh, no, I'm actually changing it to like blue. And he had something that was like similar to the shade I wanted. So,
There's a fucking guy at work that makes it his entire personality that my hair changes colors. He'll literally come in. He'll come into work and he'll like look at me and he'll be like, And then I know what he's doing. He's like trying to be like, oh, what color's your hair right now? I saw him at the fucking gas station.
I'll just wait. He needs to meet me.
I know.
But like, I've always known you to have color in your hair.
Yeah.
You don't change yours a lot though, Autumn.
You didn't. I don't think you knew me when I had my colored hair.
Well, I
You
know
had what,
I've known you with
blue and-
blue, black, blonde.
I did red and green before I met you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
I did black, red, green, blue, and then I did
I've done
What?
purple, blue, green, red, like copper, orange. I haven't done yellow yet, but I can't do yellow.
I was gonna say
That'll
yellow would be
clash.
hard.
The orange has been my favorite so far. That was my.
Really, I like this purple.
I like the purple, but like the orange, it almost matched my hair color, but it was like perfectly enough where it was around Halloween too when I did it. I
Oh,
think it was like
shoot.
September, so it was like perfect.
Do you always keep with the same side dyed?
Yeah, because this is bleached. If I did the orange again, I wouldn't have to bleach it, and then I could switch sides. But because it's bleached,
That's cool.
I can't really switch.
I wish I had the balls to do that.
It's so much fun.
I was gonna dye. I'm planning on dyeing my hair like a deep red, kind of like a burgundy-ish, like all
like your
over.
whole head.
I was gonna
Yes,
say your
That'd
whole
look
head.
good.
I want to so
During
bad.
like the fall time, that'd be really.
Oh,
pretty.
that
I'm
would be
thinking about
cool.
doing it because my cousin's getting married in October, and I was gonna do it after their wedding.
That'd
after
look
that.
cool though.
But the thing is, I'm gonna have to bleach my entire fucking head because I've been doing black. Been doing black for the past like 2 months, and obviously the hardest color to get out of your hair.
Black.
Then I'm gonna have to bleach it.
So is blue.
mm-hmm. Blue.
And I'm about to do
I
blue.
love
Dude,
blue.
blue was a piece of
You should do
shit to
blue.
get out of my hair.
You could do like a little bit of underneath where it's just like. Oh, I'm trying to separate my hair. It's wet. You could just do like a little bit underneath so it's like a peekaboo.
I've thought about that.
You should.
I really love blue.
You should. It's a lot of fun to have just like a fun color.
Just
Like,
something.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or just do like a little like peekaboo like streak somewhere in like
Like right
the
here.
side of your head. Yeah.
I might do that.
Yeah.
I really like blue.
I
That's
had
what
the
started
stripes.
That's what got
Those
me
blue
started.
stripes.
And then I said, bitch, I'm going to do half my head.
Half of it.
I went from. I've been dyeing my hair since I was what?
I was in 4th grade the first time I dyed my hair.
You were in
16.
4th grade?
Mm-hmm.
What, like a normal color or
I did
like
pink and purple.
Oh,
Love it.
just
my
a
older
change.
sister was in cosmetology school at
Oh.
that time, so she was like, I need to like test with like colors and stuff. And I was like, can you do pink and purple in my hair? So yeah. And it was like the first day of school I had pink and purple. Like it looked like the entire top of my head was just pink and purple.
Oh my god.
It looked good, but like I was bawling.
I went from. Well, because my hair is like a natural. Like dark blonde, or like a light brown.
really
Like a dusty blonde.
But it's gotten darker through the years. So when I first started dyeing my hair, it was kind of like that tone, and then I was like, maybe I'll dye my hair darker. No, actually, the first time I bleached my entire bottom half of my head, and I did like the ombre bullshit.
Oh, I did that with my copper, and
That
I looked like
fucked my
and
hair
green.
up.
and green.
I looked like Christmas.
I did the Kool-Aid thing. Do you remember those?
Oh, I remember
Oh,
doing the
dipping your
Kool-Aid.
hair
It
in
didn't
I
work
used
in
to
my
do
hair.
markers,
Mm.
like the Crayola washable markers. I used to
Mhm.
color my hair with that.
That's
Fucked. Fucked.
The
I don't think I've
Kool-Aid
ever gone
shit,
crazy.
I went from all brown. I would dye my hair brown every month. But I did box dye. Stupidest fucking decision I ever made. But I would go brown, and then I was like, okay, let's get a little darker, and then go dark brown, and then I was like, I'm doing black now. And then
We're
I
going
went,
black.
I went straight black, and I probably dyed my hair black for 2 years with box dye. And then I was like, okay, I want to do something else now. Then I went to just natural
like,
hair.
The black looks good on you.
I was gonna say
Like, I
it
thought
kinda
that
looks
was like
natural.
your natural hair
Mm-mm.
color.
My
It looks
natural hair
good.
color is like a darkish brown, but it's like a. I don't like when my hair is brown. I don't know why. I just love when my hair's black. So I always end up doing black.
I felt like Rudolph for a second.
I know. I was trying so hard not to move it. I used my foot to balance.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm doing streaks. So I had black and red streaks.
Damn.
I
That
used
was
to
the
just
first one.
do the peekaboo where the whole under half of my hair was a
the
color.
peekaboo.
That's what I was
like
gonna
that.
do first. I was just gonna do the like bottom half of my hair red, and I was like, fuck it. And then I just did the stripes.
Oh, and then when it was cool to have like the front pieces
yep.
during like COVID, I did pink and green, and then I did pink and blue. That blue stuck in my hair for over a year.
Wait, I remember you having. I don't know. I don't know. I thought for some reason whenever I first met you, what color hair did you have?
Red, probably.
Yeah, because I like as soon as like I saw you,
Like, wait,
my mind went right to
I'll show you.
what's the Joker's girlfriend?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Immediately to Harley Quinn.
Yeah, no, I had like red. I think it was a darker red. Let me find it. It was whenever I went shooting with him and you. No, you weren't there. We went shooting to the gun range.
No, I wasn't invited. No, I think I was working.
This is probably what you saw when I
Yes.
first met you. 'Cause
yeah,
it was like
it
toned
was like
down,
a darker red with
and then
like
I
a
re-dyed it, and I had a deep red.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
I'm like trying to find good pictures.
I just remembered something also. I went from the... Do you guys remember if I did the blue and then went blonde, or did I go blonde?
You
and
did
then
Blonde
blue.
and then blue, I thought.
Blonde and then blue.
I think so.
I remember opposite.
I think it was blonde.
Because
and
you
then
had the
blue.
blonde as like actual highlights throughout your head, and
Mhm.
then you had the blue.
Oh, I
Forgot.
think I did do it that way.
I think you were right, Jenna.
I think it was the blonde and then the blue. Forgot to pull up the timer again.
Well,
we probably
while
should
she-
start.
I was gonna say, while she finds that, I guess I'll go ahead and get started. So our true crime today, I wouldn't necessarily say that there's like a trigger warning needed, but
Obviously, it's a true crime case. There's gonna be some.
yeah, I
some
mean,
shit.
if you don't like true crime, don't listen. I
You can
guess.
listen on Mondays.
Yeah. So this one is about Michael Vanzandt, and I do apologize if I pronounce his last name
How's
wrong.
it spelled?
Vanzandt.
Vanzandt, maybe. Vanzandt.
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 It's how
Yeah.
I'm reading it. So
I think that sounds right. But again, we
Yeah.
aren't professionals.
yeah, I do apologize. But this is an unsolved mystery of the disappearance of a 36-year-old California man who walked into the dark and vanished.
The silence. I should have amped. Sorry.
Yeah, so he just up and vanished.
So he just like disappeared. Like they never found. Well, I
Yeah.
guess you'll get into it. Like they never found
That's my
his
green.
Oh, I like her green. So Autumn's showing
love
us
green.
pictures of her
That's probably
colored
my
hair.
favorite.
I like the
looked
green.
Great. So like when you say he just like disappeared and like was it like
As
they
in-
never found his body?
Yes, so this is still an unsolved mystery is what I'm going to put it, because no one knows if it's an unsolved murder, unsolved suicide, unsolved
Case
Kidnapping,
just-
yeah. child or
How old
adult
is he?
napping.
Kidnapping?
36 years old.
36. Holy
Yeah.
shit. This
Um
makes me think of any time it's like, what were you doing? Anytime it's like where someone disappears, do y'all know the case where the guy jumped off the plane?
no.
With he like robbed someone, went on like a private jet, and then jumped off and was never to be seen again.
Oh, yeah, I do know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's like a super old case. I'll have to go. Maybe that'll be my
Yeah,
next
I've
one
never
because
heard
it's
of that.
cool. He like disappeared into thin air, and there's a bunch of like
is this still
ki-
unsolved?
yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, because he literally was in a plane flying over. He was supposed to be going to a destination, and they didn't realize he jumped out before they got to the destination.
Wow. Huh.
Money and everything.
That should be your next case.
I think it will be. I gotta figure out what the name was.
That's kind of cool. Not cool but like interesting.
Yeah.
So I will say that while researching Michael's disappearance, there were multiple different conspiracies of what occurred that night. But I actually happened to know a family member of Michael, and they let me know that the documentary called Just Out of Sight was almost 100% accurate of what happened. It's a lot
There's
of
a documentary
testimony.
about it?
Yeah, it's
What is it? Do you know what it's on?
it's called Just Out of Sight, and I got it on YouTube. It's like season 8 or season 9 episode 8 or season 8 episode 9, one of the two, but it's called Just Out of Sight. If you just Google it, you'll find it. So that's where I ended up getting a lot of my information from. So we can go ahead and get started.
Whoop, whoop.
So Michael David Vanzandt was a 36-year-old father of 3. He was also a United States Air
Oh,
Force
he's a
Iraq War
dad.
veteran. Yes.
Oh. What are you looking at?
What are you
What the
looking
fuck
at?
are those? My
Oh, Jenna Snacks.
nerds gummy clusters.
Oh, shit. I don't know they made those.
Those are cool.
They slap.
But yeah, he's a father of 3, and he was the United States Air Force Iraq War veteran who went missing from Hermosa Beach in California on March 5th of 2016.
Oh, shit.
So Michael worked at the Edwards Air Force Base as a unit training manager. And he had a brother named Tyler Vanzandt, who says that they grew up without a lot of male stability. Their parents ended up divorcing when Michael was 2, and they were
2?
primarily raised by his mom.
Oh, he was just a baby.
Yeah. So not a lot of male influence. His mom's name is Robin.
Why is it so big?
That's a big chip.
Good lord.
They're munching over there.
Good lord.
So he also had, Michael had 2 full brothers and a stepbrother because his mom ended up, I can't remember if they ended up getting married or just, dating, but he ended up having a stepbrother as well. Michael grew up in Pleasant Lake, Michigan.
Holy fuck.
Yes.
That's not that far.
No, it is not that far. Tyler, his brother, says that they grew up on a lake and they were primarily fishing and just doing like all the lake sports that boys would do. Yeah, basically.
Basically living the life we are now.
Yeah.
Yes. Tyler says, so they grew up on the lake. They were always doing the lake sports and such. And as a little boy, Michael loved the military. And like there's actually a picture within the documentary of Michael being like dressed up as like I want to say it's army. I don't really know the military colors.
The differences.
Yeah, the differences. But it was like the dark brown and green pattern.
I think that's army.
I think army. So, and I don't know if it was for Halloween, but he dressed up as it. Like he really liked the
Cute.
military.
That was his full intention, was to join the military.
Right. His family was not surprised that right after he graduated high school in 1999, he enlisted.
A year before I was born. Dog, he graduated 3 years before I was born.
That's just a year for me.
Well, I'm a little younger than you
What are you, a
guys.
2000 baby too?
I'm in 2000.
Me too.
Yes.
We go with the years.
We'll never forget our birthday.
Exactly. I could be 100 and I'll know my birthday.
Yeah. Yep.
My dad says the same thing, and he's like, "Oh, I was born in 70," and I was like, "How does that?
How is that the
math?
same?
Because once he
We're
hit,
even 2000.
once he hit 30, it was 2000, and then from there on out, he just adds on to 30, and I'm
But
like,
it's not the same.
"No,
No.
I never get that math, but he knows. He knows it. It's engraved in his brain."
Well, good for him.
I'm
Autumn
a
has
few
to
years
count.
off.
So yeah, he enlisted right after high school in 99. Tyler said that Michael loved the military life and just being given that opportunity to travel and see things that he might not have if he didn't enlist. And then Michael actually ended up getting an assignment in Japan where he met his now ex-wife, Chrishane. And that was in early 2000.
That's a funky name.
Chrishane.
It's like cool, but like what? Chrishane.
Yes.
Could they not decide between like Kristen and Shane?
I don't know. I don't know.
No
that
offense.
one.
No offense. It's like a cool name, but it's like, where'd you hear
It's
that?
interesting.
Where'd you hear that?
Yeah, it took me a minute to get her name down, not gonna lie. But both Michael and Chrishane actually were both from Michigan, which is really cool. They met in Japan, but they were both from Michigan.
That's like 1 in a million.
Yeah, so kind of a cool connection.
You guys are meant to be now.
Yeah. But they ended up getting a divorce.
I spoke too soon.
Anyway, by 2006, they had 3 children, Keaton, Jaden, and Kylia. And they ended up being transferred to a new home base near Lancaster. Why are you looking weird?
I like Keaton. Keaton's a cute name.
Keaton, Jaden, and Kylia.
Nothing. I was just making sure because we know people that have that name, and I was wondering if they were born year near us, then we might know who it is.
Well, the last name is Vanzandt.
I do not. I know one person that might, but it's not exactly the same.
They were born by 2006. So
I don't know anyone that younger.
No, it could have been possible because it was sometime between 2000 and 2006 that he had all 3 kids. So it could have been 2004, 5, and 6. Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
3,
It could have been any of
1.
them. But they ended up being transferred to a new base where they obviously had to relocate, which was in Lancaster. Michael ended up serving for a total of 12 years, including 2 tours in Iraq. And in 2011, Michael decided to leave the service and ended up getting a job as a civilian, still with the service, in the Air Force as a human resources employee.
Civilian. They degrade him. They're like, you're just a civilian. I also did kick my mic in the middle of that, so I apologize if y'all could hear. I like, boom, boom. So, my bad.
So yeah, he ended up retiring or, leaving the service and just ultimately get a civilian job working for the service still somehow. His job title was like equivalent as a human resources employee.
Okay, so he was like HR.
Yeah, basically.
HR for the Army.
Yeah. Air Force.
Air Force, my bad.
Yep. But a few years later, Michael and Chrishane grew apart and decided to get a divorce at the end of 2014. So he ended up leaving the service in 2011, and then within 3 years, getting a divorce with Chrishane. Chrishane said that it ended up being a super mutual divorce, which is good. They had a great co-parenting relationship.
Oh, that's good.
That's all you can hope for. And Chrishane actually said that Michael was a fantastic dad and was always motivating and encouraging the kids. Like, he was just always there. The person that I know that is related to Michael, actually, I heard and I saw, because they have a Facebook page for Michael. Everyone can comment. It's very popular because it happened in 2016.
Is it, like, just his name?
I can share it with you.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but I was added to it, like the group.
We can link it in the show notes so people can see it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of info on there.
If anyone sees this man,
yeah,
we don't know what happened
for
to
real.
him.
It is still.
If you know anything,
it's still
speak
unsolved. But like the person that I know, Michael was always encouraging her. Like, you're doing great. If she was ever having a hard time, it's okay. You're going to get through this. Think positive. He was just a positive person.
He was the father figure that he didn't have.
Yeah.
He was like
He really was. He was encouraging everything to everyone.
Oh.
Yeah. So after the... Whoa. After the divorce, Michael ended up moving into an apartment, which was still near Chrishane and the kids' house. So it wasn't like a half hour. I don't know where it was located, but near the house,
probably
not
like
too far.
20-ish minutes.
Yeah. And Michael's friends say that he was, just learning how to be a single man again, dealing with his self-esteem issues, rejection.
It's hard.
He just got a divorce.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you're older, too, I feel like.
Well,
how old would he be? Like 20-something? 25?
It was 2014 that they got divorced.
What year was he born?
I don't know. He was 36 years old in 2016. So
he would have been 34.
He was 34.
Oh, yeah. I feel
and
like
he had been with Chrishane since 2000s.
Yeah. So I feel like that's like got to be hard because you're so comfortable in a relationship.
And learning how to be yourself again.
And be very independent.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I agree. So he was dealing with all of that. And then in July of 2015, I don't know if it wasn't a full year or maybe just after a full year after he finalized his divorce with Chrishane, he met Monique online. And then a few days later ended up going out on a date with her. They had a good date, which was nice. But Monique ended up becoming Michael's first girlfriend after the divorce situation. They both had children, and Michael stepped in, and he was that great stepfather figure. They weren't dating for a long time, but recognized that she had kids and was just Michael.
Was just being him.
Yeah.
And being a genuine soul.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
And then around December, they broke up. It just wasn't like for them, the both of them. You know, again,
Just
Michael.
separated.
Yeah, Michael, I'm
mutual.
sure, was still trying to deal
With a lot of mind shit.
getting life together.
Yeah.
Really. But they still continued being friends. So people think that Michael was just still trying to find his way. So like what we just said, he was just trying to figure stuff
Yeah.
out.
He needed
Michael
to take his time.
Right. And he shared custody with the 3 kids while living in the apartment. So there was that on top of trying to figure out how to be a single man again too.
Trying to be a dad and find someone you love and
Deal with a heartache.
being alone.
Yeah. So, you know, Michael didn't want to raise his kids in an apartment. You know, just an apartment, 3 kids, that's 4 people.
It's
That's
packed.
fine for people who do live in one, but Michael didn't want that for his kids.
Yeah. It can feel a bit overwhelming when you go from a house to an apartment.
Right. And they still have a house with their mom, you know, and so forth. So in early 2016, Michael actually got approved for a house. And he was planning for him and his kids to get moved in at the end of March. So it was looking really good for him.
That's so
Finally
sad
got
because
approved.
Things were probably starting to look up.
Yeah.
And going
that's
his
sad as
way.
fuck.
Yeah.
I just hate that.
His brother actually said that he remembers Michael looking forward to the new chapter in his life and was doing so much better.
damn
I'm gonna
it.
cry.
I know. It's really unfortunate. So everything's looking, you know, great. And then on Saturday, in March, Michael and the kids went out to lunch and he dropped them off at their mom's house afterwards, you know, sharing custody and so forth. Michael had plans that night with Jamie, a friend from work, and some of her friends, Kyle, Marie, and Randall. And their plan was to go watch a series of martial arts fights at they wanted to watch like the martial arts fights. So I don't know
Kinda
if that's
like-
MMA or
Kinda like UFC. or
MMA.
something
yeah,
like that,
UFC. Yeah.
It's jujitsu and then taekwondo, and it's all of martial arts, kind of like almost everything.
Right, and they wanted to watch it. It was down at Hermosa Beach, in California, at like a bar. So
It's coming.
one of those
It's coming.
fights.
It's coming.
About 2 hours away from Lancaster is where Hermosa Beach was. So it's a little bit of a drive, not like a weekend,
Crazy.
but yeah.
I keep thinking you're saying Mimosa Beach, and then I'm like, there's an H.
There's an
Hermosa.
H.
So after dropping the kids off, Michael headed to Hermosa Beach to meet up with the friends. He ended up calling his brother on the way, talked to him for a little bit. He ended up calling Monique, his ex-girlfriend, on the way to talk to her for a little bit. She, I guess, just went to Las Vegas or was in Las Vegas, and he was checking to see how everything was going.
Oh.
And then he ended up parking at the Quality Inn Hotel in the parking garage. That's where the friends got a room to share for the night because they knew they were going to the bar. They were being responsible. And so around 7 p.m., Michael took an Uber to the bar from the Quality Inn Hotel.
Damn,
where
we
he
had
parked.
Ubers back in 2016?
Apparently.
What the fuck?
It's California.
Oh, true. I keep forgetting that this
Yeah.
is like based in California. They
so
they
got
had
a lot
shit
shit before us.
yeah.
Them in like New York. I forget how early on they pick up
They've always
things.
had it.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah.
So he ended up taking an Uber to the bar called the Underground to meet up with the friends. The friends had already been there drinking
For
a
a
little
little
bit. Michael took no time to hop on the train, start drinking, having a good time. And there's actually pictures where you can see Michael holding a drink, the fight in the background, and he's just smiling, having a grand old time. And then around 10 p.m., the fight ended, which they normally do around that time. And they didn't want to end the night. They just wanted to keep going, keep having fun. So they decided to go bar hopping. And they got in line at a bar called the American Junkie. Very, very long line. On the surveillance cameras, like, it's just a line. Why would you wait in line for a bar? In my head, but...
Oh. St. Patrick's Day when I went out, there was an hour wait to get in the Blue Leprechaun.
Mhm.
We sat in it for 5 minutes. Said we're going somewhere else.
Yeah,
That's what
I
we
wouldn't
did
wait.
When we went to Halloween, we all went to Ann Arbor, and we're like, "Yep, fuck this."
Yeah, I wouldn't wait. I mean, if I want to go have a drink and I have to wait an hour,
No.
no, thank you.
Yeah, it wasn't even like they said it was an hour wait. It was the people in front of us were like, yeah, we've been waiting out here for an hour and a half. And I said,
Yeah, I'm good.
Whew,
Why
no,
would you sit that long?
I'm okay.
there's
and
plenty of bars.
Michael was just like us. He hated waiting in line. Hated it. Got fidgety, was like,
I'm
just
impatient as
what
hell.
can I do, looking around, And he ended up deciding to go to the liquor store next door to use the bathroom. And whenever I say next door, think of like a square. So these buildings are like in a plaza square. Liquor store is in like the right corner, and the bar to get in is pretty much adjacent to it, kind of
So
on a
it's like
diagonal.
Like you can
North,
see it.
Yeah. It's within the same
East,
square.
southwest.
Yeah.
So the liquor store was west, the bar was north. Not saying
turn
like,
it, but yes.
Yes, not saying that that's the direction, but like saying like the placement, like you look
Placement
at
of it,
a
yeah.
compass. North is on top, east is
I
on
heard that shit.
right, south is on the bottom, west is on the left.
Yeah. So you can very clearly see the line to get into American Junkie and then the liquor store. Like
Mhm.
big sign, very lit up area.
It's like
You
a
can see it.
small like strip mall kind of
Plaza. Yeah. Yep. And so he decided, I'm going to go use the bathroom. Fidgety person, I do that too. If I'm
Yeah.
going to wait in line, hey,
You
I'll
gotta
be
do
right back.
something.
Yeah.
I'll go sit on the toilet and watch some TikToks.
For real.
Just text me when you get in.
Yeah, basically. And he actually had a plan on where he would meet them after. Like they had planned it. Hey, I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'll meet you. I don't know if it was back in line, but I'll meet you here or there. But that ended up being the last time anyone ever saw Michael. Very last time. So after a few minutes, Jamie, Marie, Kyle, and Randall were still standing in line at the American Junkie bar, and they got impatient and decided to leave that line and go to a different bar. Jamie texted Michael a few times trying to let him know where they were going, which was literally the bar next door in the same complex. The building was connected, like a wall in between. That was the American Junkie bar, and then this one was the other bar.
And he just disappeared.
Yeah. So, she tried calling to let them know, but it just went to voicemail. But Jamie and her friends kept bar hopping, but they kept their eye out for Michael. Like, hey, if we see him, we'll be like, hey, we're over here, so forth. Jamie actually said that it's not unlike him to meet up with a group of, people that or
And
an
then
old
just
friend he
ghost
knew.
them.
Start talking.
Yeah, or a girl. Again, he's trying to figure out the single life.
Gal.
Yeah.
Fine guy. Okay.
So it's not unlike him to just dip out, honestly, from like a crowd line, go to the bathroom, dip. But Jamie continued calling and texting Michael, and she started getting frustrated that she couldn't reach him and said it was weird that his phone was off all night. And then around 2 a.m., they decided to go back to the hotel. Yeah, the hotel that they were staying at. And they saw that Michael's car was still parked in the parking garage, but they couldn't find Michael still. Jamie said that her heart sunk at this moment, and by the next day, Michael still hadn't appeared or contacted any of his friends. Jamie ended up driving back home to Lancaster, and when she got home, she spent all Sunday calling hospitals, jails, basically anything that you could think maybe he got picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he went to the hospital, was too drunk, is sitting in a drunk room. What is that?
Drunk tank?
Yeah, the drunk tank. She was just calling everything, but she couldn't find anything. And then later that Sunday, Jamie ended up going to Michael's apartment to see if he made it home without telling anyone. Maybe he just ended up going home and crashing.
Just didn't say anything.
Right. But his car wasn't at his apartment. And she also couldn't get any answers at the door. She was knocking. So Monique, his, again, ex-girlfriend, was also trying to text Michael that day because she ended up getting home from Las Vegas and wanted, to chat with
Just
him.
connect, yeah.
Yeah. Because he had called her the night before, while on his drive to
Yeah, she wants to
Hermosa.
talk about her trip.
Yeah, exactly. And Tyler, his brother, ended up trying to call him as well. No one could get in touch with him. He's just not answering. And on Monday, Jaden, one of his sons, was scheduled to have an oral surgery. And Michael was needed because he had to bring an insurance form, but he never showed up. And that was very unlike Michael. It was a planned oral surgery.
Well, he's in the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the Air Force. They're very timely. Like,
yeah. It was just very unlike him to miss something planned and as important as the insurance papers that he needed. Right.
Yeah.
And so Chrishane and Jaden, you know, they went to the appointment kind of expecting Michael to maybe just show up.
To be there.
Right. And he wasn't showing. No show. Chrishane started texting and calling him, but everything was going right to voicemail. You know, I don't know if he had an iPhone at the time, but it was just not being answered. And so Chrishane and Jaden went to the appointment. Like I said, Chrishane reached out to Tyler, Michael's brother, and Monique to see if maybe they had heard from him or know of where the insurance paper could be. And they both said no, but Monique said that she could run to his apartment and see if she could just find the paper. Maybe it's just on the kitchen counter. She can bring it up.
Ready to grab.
And so when she got to the apartment, Monique said that nothing had been touched or rummaged through or anything. It looked completely normal. So it didn't look like he left in a hurry. Didn't look like he had a break-in, anything like that. Chrishane tried calling Michael's work at Edwards Air Force Base and found out that Michael didn't show up to work, which again, very, very out of character. Yeah. Michael was always on time for work and wouldn't just not show up without at least making a phone call. It had to be an emergency.
No call, no show.
Right.
Like,
that's just not him. And Jamie actually ended up also calling Michael's work and got the same news from Michael's boss. And his boss, because that's the second call regarding Michael, was like, why are you looking for him? Because Chrishane just called searching for him too. And Jamie realized that this is for real now. Like, we need to file a missing persons case.
Shit, he hasn't been seen since that day.
Yeah. Exactly. And so Jamie reported it and called Chrishane and explained what happened that Saturday night. You know, their night out, they went and they watched the fights. They went bar hopping. He went to the bathroom. End of story, really. Tyler ended up spending the rest of that Monday trying to figure out what Michael was doing the night he went missing. Monique drove to Hermosa Beach and searched for Michael because he knew, okay, if that's the last place, I'm going to go search.
He might be somewhere out here. Like,
right.
Passed out on the beach.
Yeah.
On like a bench.
Exactly.
Something.
Exactly. And it's 2 hours away. I mean, if one of my friends went missing, I'll drive 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I'm fucking going.
Yeah.
If any of y'all go missing, I'm driving all the way to the fucking Florida if I have to.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'm hunting you down.
Exactly.
I've already placed an air tag on every single one of you.
Yeah. And this also goes to show that Monique...
You spent $20 on me?
Yes. This also goes to show that Monique and Michael were still friends. Even though they broke up, it was a mutual breakup again.
Normal friendship going on.
Yeah. Like, she still cared, obviously. She's going to drive 2 hours to go search. Mm-hmm. So... Monique ended up finding Michael's car still at the
hotel.
Like the Holiday Inn or whatever.
Yep. And she looked in the windows of the car to see maybe if she could see anything, and she saw that his work ID was in visual sight. And she knew that Michael had to be around somewhere because he wouldn't just leave his work ID. Again, he's still working for the Air Force Base. Like, I'm sure those IDs are your life. Yes. Yeah. So she then went to the police department and she talked to a detective who basically told her Michael's not a child. He's an adult making his own decisions and we can't treat it as a missing person until he's been gone for a specific amount of time. So basically they just brushed it off. Yeah.
He's been missing for what, 2 days now?
Well, he went missing on Saturday night, which really would have been in the morning of Sunday.
2 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Sunday. And then they reported this Monday. So I'm guessing they had to wait till Tuesday, Wednesday for it to be a true missing person.
That's so fucking dumb.
To 48 hours.
Right,
That's,
something.
I hate when they do that because it's that is someone that no one can get in contact with. Where the fuck are they?
I'm sorry, if fucking 5 people can't get in contact. Your work can't get in contact. All of this shit, something's up. And especially when they do that shit when it's like children.
Yeah,
have
like
gone
a
missing.
16-year-old, they're like, oh, she's probably just a runaway. She'll come back at some point.
Yep.
Like, and the amount
Hey,
of times.
when has this happened?
Yeah. The amount of times of when kids are kidnapped, usually they're killed early on. It's not like, oh, they'll wait and hold this kid hostage.
Well,
It's like
exactly.
immediately, like, I'm done with whatever I wanted to fucking do
I
with
have
you,
you.
and I've killed you.
You're done.
Mm-hmm. So that was Monday, and detective just brushed it off. You know, he's an adult, can make his own decisions.
So that 24 to 48 hour bullshit
The
that you just fucking
important
waited for
time.
could have fucking killed him.
Yeah. Yep. And so Krishane then ended up having to tell the 3 kids that their dad was missing. You know, it's been a few days.
Oh,
Krishane had to tell them something, you know?
yeah. Like, why aren't we going to Dad's?
That had to be heartbreaking.
We can't
Yeah.
find him.
We don't know. That's
those
worse
poor
than
kids
knowing.
too.
Michael's family and friends started a Facebook page, like what I was telling you guys earlier, trying to find him, get any information. The Facebook page went viral around the world within hours. Very, very fast. People were on it. Michael's brothers, Tyler and Charles, ended up flying to California the next morning to find him. So whenever they found out,
Everyone was like,
they
on
got a
man
ticket.
hunt.
We're going.
Yep. And so on the morning of March 8th, Michael's brother's ex-wife and ex-girlfriend, so Michael's brothers, his ex-wife and his ex-girlfriend, Krishane and Monique, went to the Hermosa police station and met with one of their detectives, finally. The detective then said, I just lost where I was at. 1 second. My finger hit the thing.
We're doing so good on time too.
We are.
Oh, good. Okay.
So like, take your time.
So they ended up going to, you know, the Hermosa police station. Oh my gosh.
Finding a detective.
Found the detective. And so the detective then said that we heard your concern, and now that he's been missing for a few days, we need to get on this.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Now
so
that he's been
now
gone for, like,
let's
days
jump.
now, I guess we can.
60 hours? Yeah,
Exactly.
I guess we'll look for him.
We'll try now.
I guess. Well, you know, we'll write it down and we'll make sure to get to it later.
That is one of the most I get it, but I do
Ridiculous.
not get it. Ridiculous. Someone
Like, I
is worried.
understand.
But even if someone is a runaway, sorry, I cut you off.
No,
Finish
you're
what
good.
you're saying.
Okay, I understand that, like, why they do that, because there's always, like, a very high chance that it's just, like, a accidental, some random shit happened and they're not on their phone, they lost their phone or some shit. But, like, if 5 people can't come in contact with them, his work can't come in contact with him.
But like,
They're telling you this is not normal.
even if, oh, sorry, I keep moving the thing.
And he's missing 2 hours a fucking way. That's,
But even then, like, if someone's not reaching out to you and you're like, this isn't like them, this isn't good, someone's worried about that person. Find
Yeah.
them.
I still think even if it's the 24 hour, they should still put it on record before
Or
the official
put out a
24
notice.
I
hours
agree.
goes by.
A
Put out
notice.
notice, like-
Hey, let
like
us
a
know.
small thing.
If
Yeah.
you see this person, reach out to so-and-so at the police department.
Yep.
And then after that 24 hour, be like, okay, now we officially
Amber
kinda
alert.
go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
So I just don't understand that. But the police were on it as soon as they got that
Oh, they
timeline.
were on
Piece
it.
of shit.
72 hours later.
And again, I'm not calling police piece of shits. They're great. I thank them for
Yes,
everything,
but
but I
those
don't
certain
understand
people,
But that
Yes.
rule,
those little 4 people there at that little fucking police station that are acting like that, it's a little.
I just don't get their rules. I do not get it. But they got on top of it. The police checked the hospitals, government agencies, pretty much everything that the family had called. Like, hey, where's
they're like,
he at?
oh yeah,
Let me
we'll
check.
double
Jill's.
check.
Yeah. So they start their own, of course. And so they check the hospitals, government agencies, police stations, anything trying to find Michael. Tyler ended up telling the detective, you guys need to check the water because they were close to the beach. But the detective told him it would be tough to do since no one saw him physically go into the water.
Dog, what?
Check it.
No one needs
So
to see them
they
physically
put that
go
in the
there.
back end.
No one knew where this man went. check the fucking water.
Yep. They put that on the back end. They said, no, we're going to focus on land.
Bet you he's in
And
that water.
so the family kept doing everything that they could. They put flyers everywhere. They talked to the bars he went to, surrounding businesses, to see if they remembered everything. And they had absolutely no luck. They then got involved and went to go cover the case. The news got involved and went to go cover the case. And the family was excited because they hoped that it would at least get what's going on that he's missing out there, and maybe someone had information. The investigators started talking with the 4 friends, as they did with their investigation, that Michael was with that night. They started with Jamie, and all the friends ended up having the exact same story. They gave no extra leads, so all their stories lined up perfectly. They then got to Michael's cell phone and his records, and they found that the last ping was off of a cell tower in the downtown Hermosa area around 9:45. And then nothing. No more pings. So the last ping was 9:45.
So his phone probably died.
Right. And so the police then looked at CCRTV surveillance systems that covered the area where the bars
like the
were.
bar and the liquor store
Right.
and everything.
And they tried to identify Michael in the hundreds of hours of videos and hundreds of people.
And like even then, some of those businesses, after like 24 hours, they delete the footage.
Exactly. It's not always a guarantee. They then saw that around 11:45, someone that looks like Michael met up with another man who looks like Randall, one of the friends that he was out with that night. The 2 guys hugged, talked for a while, and then headed eastbound away from the beach with a group of 4 other people that weren't Jamie or Marie.
Or any of the girls or anything like that.
Yep. So the question is, who were those people? Police thought that this was a very solid lead because they thought it was Michael, Randall, and so they're like, okay, we need to get in touch with Randall. They couldn't get in touch with him. But then on March 11th, they finally were able to connect with Randall. I don't know what happened.
What took him so long?
I don't know.
Randall, what took you so fucking long?
I know.
What took you so fucking long?
And they were able to speak with Randall about the night that Michael went missing, but Randall, again, doesn't remember.
That's a little sus.
I want to say doesn't remember. He said, I never met up with Michael and a group of people and left with him.
Oh,
I didn't hug him.
Did
that
they
wasn't
say
me.
it was Randall or just that it looked like
It
him?
looked like Randall and it looked like
so
Michael.
it may not be him.
Figures, right. Same attire, such.
I'm trying to play footsie with you.
And then so on March 12th, they enhanced the security footage images, and they ended up determining that the men in the video weren't Michael and Randall.
Damn it.
They looked like them, but
Damn
after
it,
the
Kevin.
enhancements, they could tell it was different people. And so this was another dead end. They then started to search the beach area, thinking maybe he ended up in the water. So finally, they're like,
funny.
okay.
Funny.
yeah, yep,
Real funny.
I love
Hey.
how all of us had the exact same fucking
exactly.
reaction.
Like, we can't find him
Should have
anywhere.
started.
Maybe he's in the water.
Yep, and
Nobody
they
thought about
had.
that?
I know. They had helicopters. They actually hired a helicopter. Like, I think it was the family did to search for, him,
Damn.
search the water,
That's
the
gotta be
beach.
a lot of money too.
Oh, yeah. The family and friends spent hours searching the beach, looking for keys, a phone, shoes, socks, anything.
Metal detector.
Right. And Michael's family said that he loved the water, especially when he was drinking. You know how people get, I have friends, whenever they drink, the pool, let's go jump in it.
You're going camping?
Yes.
Anyone want to go swimming?
So it's just a thing, drunk people, water, they're like a kid. Gotta get in it.
Yeah.
And
it just feels great.
right, and Michael actually had numerous situations where he was drinking and ended up going to go take a swim.
Oh,
Like,
no.
It's happened before. They know that he likes the water when he drinks. So about 2 weeks after Michael's disappearance, the investigators were able to identify Michael on the surveillance video. Finally. 2 weeks after. And they were able to confirm the entire timeline of events that the friends described in their interviews. So everything lined up. Surveillance, friend stories. They walked and waited in line, then went into the liquor store next to the bar, and they were outside for about a minute. So Michael went into the liquor store. Michael came out because he actually wasn't able to use the bathroom in the liquor store. I don't know if it was locked, but you can see on the camera he went, jiggled the handle, and then left the liquor store. He then walked out of the liquor store and headed right and then went eastbound. Police think that he was just looking for another open bathroom to use. And then the friends missed seeing Michael turn the corner, so he walked out. They were still standing in line, and he headed eastbound by seconds. Yeah. You can see them turn right after Michael makes
just
the
think
corner.
About if they had seen him,
Yeah.
this whole thing could be different.
And this happened multiple times in the surveillance videos where the friends would move places, either in line, go to a different bar, go inside, go outside. Michael, every single time, would just be turning. Or Michael, you could see him walking on the camera, looking
just
around.
Missed him.
Yep, friends just went inside
so
by
he was
seconds.
literally looking for them.
God
Yeah.
damn.
He probably thought they left him.
Yeah,
Oh,
so seconds. He
Michael, my heart hurts for you.
It was just horrible. So, like I said, the security tapes show his friends bar hopping, bar to bar. And then it shows Michael on camera again. And it actually looks like Michael went back into the liquor store near the bars in the plaza. He ended up buying a small bottle of whiskey. And in the videotape, you can see him at the checkout counter pull out his phone. And usually they know that on video cameras, you can't see what's being displayed on the phone, but you can tell if it lights up or not. And it clearly looks like he tried to tap it and it wasn't lighting up.
So it
so it was
dead.
probably dead.
Again, lines up with the timeline of events. 9:45, last ping. Phone dead, they can't get a hold of him, blah, blah, blah. And so they then saw several times that the friends had several, like I said, instances where they missed each other by seconds. And it looked like Michael was just roaming around searching for his friends, honestly. Turn the corner, friends were inside. Michael turns the corner, friends walk outside by seconds.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah. And so the last video of Michael was around 11:27 p.m. where he was walking alone towards the beach area. Yeah. So buys this little bottle of liquor, is still searching for friends. Last video of him is 11:27. The family says that it's hard to believe that they couldn't find anything of his belongings along the beach, like his clothes, shoes, keys, or phones. His family has stories about Michael drinking, going into the water, but every time, the one specific story that they told was, I think it was Tyler, his brother. They were on vacation, they were drinking, they had a hotel room. Tyler was in the hotel room. Michael ended up going to go take a dip and then was knocking on the door, just dripping wet in his boxers. So he always took his shoes and clothes off.
See, my thought is if he was, depending on how drunk he was too, could he not have thought about it and just took
That's
everything
possible,
with him?
but in the stories, and what he has done in the past,
for him not
he would
to.
strip. Yeah. And so the Coast Guard actually ended up finding a body washed up near the Hermosa Beach Marina, and the family thought this might actually be Michael. Sad, but we have answers. And the divers and beach police and fire department were trying to get the body out of the water for hours. And then later, a media contact told Tyler that they shut down the search and never found anything and said it was probably just marine wildlife, not a human body.
Oh, that could have been him.
It wasn't, though. It was marine wildlife. They just couldn't identify. Was it a dolphin? Was it a shark? Something. It wasn't a human body,
a larger fish.
Right. Yep. And so now, 3 weeks after Michael's disappearance, the police told the family that there's little more that they can do. They've done all proactive measures, and so they've all been taken.
72 hours later.
Basically. 3 weeks later. The family closed up Michael's apartment and stored his belongings at Cashane's house, his ex-wife. And his family was obviously heartbroken. No answers on what happened, where he is. Is he dead? Is he alive? There were several false alarms after that, with bodies being washed up, but nothing was Michael.
Mm-hmm.
The family thinks that the most likely theory of his disappearance is that he was drinking and went swimming, drowned, and the waters took him away from the shoreline. But another theory is that Michael's still out there. In August of 2016, Tyler moved to the Hermosa area to be there for his niece and nephews and to watch out for them. So his brother moved knowing that he needed to support them.
Oh.
Kashane says that he's the closest thing to being a dad now that Michael's gone. So he's
Man.
trying to step up and be there for the kids.
And I'm sure it probably helps too that he looks like
He's family.
he's family. He's someone who probably acts like his brother.
They're comfortable.
Yes.
I'm sure
They know
he
him.
influences just like how Michael was.
Oh, that's
And
so
the kids were
sweet.
resilient. They were very strong, but of course they're gonna miss their dad.
Oh, it's hard because
Yeah.
they don't have answers. And
They
like,
don't know.
kids always want to ask questions.
Yep.
And when you, as a parent, I'm sure when you don't have those fucking answers,
Mm-hmm.
that
And
is hard as shit.
so the kids actually ended up speaking in this documentary. And the kids said that the future things to happen, this is not quote, but they said said a
Similar
few
to it.
things, yeah. And that the future things to happen are going to be very hard, such as getting their license, learning how to drive, things that a dad would normally be there to help them through.
Oh,
The
gonna cry.
big steps in life.
Damn.
I'm gonna cry. That's so sad.
To this day, there are no answers as to what happened to Michael. His family has tried basically everything. They've tried going to mediums to see if they could connect with Michael.
Those I feel like can either help or make it
make
10
things
times
worse.
worse.
Exactly. And so in this instance, they went to several mediums. None of them pinpointed, yes, that is Michael. One of them brought up a 19-year-old. Nothing really was like, okay, that's Michael. He's gone. They still would love answers. Don't have anything. They have thoughts of maybe what could happen. But again, why was there no body? Why was there no cell phone? No keys? No nothing.
Trace.
No trace. He disappeared into thin air. Whoa, that was like a sad
And I feel like also if he were to be drunk enough and were to go into the thank you. And were to go into the beach, I feel like he wouldn't have been to a point, and especially with how his family was saying he always stripped. He always made sure that he had everything off him before he went. I feel like he definitely would have took off his phone and keys. Especially those two before he was ever thinking about going in.
I agree.
Yeah, because if he thought, oh, I'm just going out there and then I'm coming back in, he would have stripped. But my thought also is, oh my God, I had something I was going to say. Oh, if they had checked the water first with how quick everyone was reporting him gone, if they had checked that fucking water, I feel like if he's
But the
in
police
there,
said not to.
if he's in there, they probably would have, I feel like, would have found him if that's where he is. I'm not saying that's where he is. That's just a theory, I guess.
I agree.
I kind of been thinking
And I asked the family member of Michael. She's very open about it, which was really nice. Thank you very much. I won't name you, but thank you.
Yes, it was very sweet of you.
And
we're so sorry.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I did this case justice. Really, it's really really sad.
A lot.
It's a lot, and it's still unknown.
Yeah.
I have many conspiracies. One of my instant thoughts was, before I knew that they didn't find anything, okay, maybe it was a suicide.
Yeah.
But his
Based
life
off
was
of,
looking up.
Yeah, based off the things. But that also can be when people do it. But he doesn't. Of course, I don't know him, but from what you've been telling me, it doesn't seem like he's the type.
And that's what his family said.
But I also think, remember how he was calling everyone?
Mm-hmm.
What if
Well,
that
another
could be another
one of my conspiracies, and I won't get too into it on this podcast, but just keep in mind that he was in the Air Force. He had a very special position. He went to multiple different places, served in many different cases.
I feel like I know what
And
you're
the
thinking of.
military can do stuff. I'll just say that. I'll leave it there.
They can help people disappear.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was the case.
We aren't saying that's
No,
exactly what happens.
that's
Of course,
just a
none of us
possibility.
know.
Yeah.
It's just a theory we have.
That's
so
the
don't come
better
for
thought,
us.
that Michael is still out there.
Yes. The
He-
positive side.
Exactly. He could still
He
be
just
there.
can't come back.
Yeah. Which
I'll say
still
especially
sucks.
if he were like Air Force wise, at least going like he was stationed out somewhere and some shit happened, and someone I guess on the enemy team or side
Like saw him out
was
in
trying to
public.
do something, that could be a way of like keeping him safe.
Right. And I don't know if I'm allowed to mention, so I won't, but his position in the Air Force, but I will say it was a special position.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he was on many special cases. I can tell you guys more after.
Yeah, he was like a big person.
Yeah.
And
But that's one of my conspiracies.
Yeah.
The other one is, the
ocean.
weather that night. Yeah, the ocean, the current, the
riptide.
tide,
I'll say especially if they had just fucking checked
the water
the moment
sooner.
because the tide will most times come back and you'll find something.
hmm
But if you
But you're
wait,
searching an ocean.
Yeah. But if you
Yeah.
wait a fucking 3 days or just too long, you won't find that shit. Like there's most times it'll come back
Mm-hmm.
maybe
'Cause the
24 hours
waves,
later.
yeah.
The waves once
But
it takes by the tide
There's
comes back.
also, animals out there,
Yeah.
and
could have been eaten by a shark.
that's possible. And I
Now
don't know
he's
how
living a free life
far
and
they
free willy.
searched on the beach.
Yeah.
With the tide,
How
you could
many
end up miles
miles?
away.
Yeah.
And exactly because they probably can't pinpoint exactly where he might have gone.
Right.
It's like they can't search the entire beach.
I'll say,
Exactly.
especially if there's nothing that they found, like no keys or anything,
Yeah.
they can't pinpoint an exact spot.
And another
Mhm.
thing, maybe he did take his stuff off, but they clean those beaches decently regularly. What if they had cleaned it the morning of?
and threw it
Or
away and
the,
didn't realize.
like a day or two after, and because they didn't search, they couldn't find it. Anything.
It's very possible. It
Mhm.
is.
Or he took it off too close to the water and it
Took it.
sucked it in.
It was just, it's all almost so perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To
Take
where
the
it's like
kids out to lunch, drop them off. But again,
Call
the other
everyone,
story, you just
catch
got
up with
approved for a
everyone.
house. Things were looking up for
Yeah.
you.
But again, if like your theory is right and he was getting ready to disappear, he had to make it look as normal as possible.
That's my thought too. And he made those calls on the way, just checking in,
Yeah.
kind of timelining himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one will ever
don't
know.
know.
And,
just hearing about him, I don't feel like he would do suicide. But I mean, always there's
and his family,
always a
You
chance.
never
but
know anyone.
no one ever knows. It's just that's not where my gut's going.
Yeah, I don't feel like, at least gut wise, that it wasn't suicide.
Right. And so, of course, if anyone has any information about
Yes.
Michael,
Yes, please.
anything,
let
heard
anyone know.
anything, contact the Hermosa Police Department at 310-318-0308.
Period.
He's
you
still
have
a
that.
missing person. So
Yes. If you know anything, this man has family.
Yeah.
Children.
they'll never give up.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, I
Who
wouldn't
would?
either.
I wouldn't
no.
either.
I wouldn't either.
No. So
Alright.
that is the case of Michael. Like I said, I don't think I did it justice, but it tells the story.
to a
Just
point where
vanishing.
you can kind of figure out what you think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
But thank
we
you.
gave all the
Thank
information
you.
we could.
Yeah, we
Thank
did.
you for coming.
Thank you for listening.
I'm not too sure what next episode is going to be. It might be Abby's part 2, but if not, we'll have like a topic or something.
It won't be.
It might be one of our games.
Yeah, we'll play a game if-
games.
If not, come back and you'll see.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Be sure
thank you for
to like and
listening.
follow all of our socials.
We'll try and link too in the Spotify and YouTube. Do the Facebook.
Facebook,
Yeah.
yes.
So look for that. If not, yell at us.
Yeah, but
You
we
can
have
DM me on Instagram.
yes.
I will be like, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
I gotcha.
Instagram,
Twitter,
YouTube,
TikTok,
Spotify.
Spotify. That was so bad. We were all
Oh
like,
my God.
horrible.
Wait, was that all 5? Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube,
Spotify.
Spotify.
Yes.
Okay. Woo.
Yes.
Well,
We need
thank
to
you.
post something on TikTok. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.